Margaret Alger is a 46-year-old social worker from Cheltenham in Gloucestershire. 16 years ago, Margaret's father George was diagnosed with lung cancer.
He was a very family-orientated man. He was very proud of what he did. He had 4 children, he loved them to bits. He just retired, and the hope was Mum and Dad would have spent lots of time together in their retirement, sort of having lots of time and enjoying life, but it wasn't to be.
George was admitted to the Ryder Care Hospice in Leckhampton, Cheltenham. Paul Perkins is a consultant there.
Hospices are places for people with potentially serious or life-threatening illnesses, not just for the patient but for the whole family.
Ryder's got a fantastic building. The aura around it is wonderful. They gave the 24-hour care, which was really what my father needed at that time, so they're able to do that and do that in a very loving, supportive environment, not just for him but for the family as well.
Unfortunately, in 1993, George passed away.
If you feel tearful, they'll bring you out of the room and they'll talk with you, and just throughout Dad's journey, we were supported, and even after his death you could phone up and talk to any of them and they would take the time and the calmness to talk about what had happened.
After the help that Ryder Care had given Margaret and her family, she was determined to give something back.
Ryder need a huge amount of money to keep themselves going.
We have to raise £1 million a year just to keep this place running. We get some money from the NHS, but a lot of our money comes from charitable funds.
7 years ago I couldn't swim, so I learnt to swim. I then thought, well, the big thing I could do is swim the channel. I trained in various places. I swam in swimming pools, I swam down in Dover in the harbour, and I also used a local lake.
Finally, the date was set. On Sunday, the 28th of September this year, Margaret set off on a channel crossing from the Shakespeare Beach near Dover.
And then for 3 hours I swam in the light. The next 10 hours was in pitch black.
13 hours after setting off, Margaret reached her destination in France. She had raised £2,000 for Ryder Care Hospices.
Throughout my training I have been concentrating on what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, especially when it gets really cold and I'm really tired and I don't want to keep going. The fact that there are people out there that won't necessarily be able to get a place like Dad got because there isn't the funding or because there isn't a vacancy.
Our hospice relies so much on money from the public that if they're able to do anything like that, it really would be appreciated and really make a difference to patients and their families.
I think I've helped give Ryder a small proportion of what they need. They need lots more money, they need lots more help.